for finding and the time for losing, the time for saving and the time for throwing away, the time for sharing and the time for mending, the time for silence and the time for talk. 8. He sets the time for love and the time for hate, the time for war and the time for peace. 7. Okay, 9.
Okay, stop there. Say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
My topic today says a time of remembrance. A time of remembrance. That is the time of remembrance. When the Almighty will remember you. When the Almighty will remember your activities. Whether your activities is of good or of evil, but there is a time of remembrance. So in this passage we have just read, the Bible told us that there is time for everything. Everything under the sun has time. There is a time to be born and a time to die. There is a time to plant and there is a time to harvest. There is a time to kill, there is a time to heal. There is a time to build and there is a time to destroy, to pull down. There is a time to weep and a time to laugh. There is a time to mourn and a time to dance. There is a time to scatter and a time to throw away. There is a time for embracing and a time to refrain from embracing. There is a time to search and a time to give up. There is a time to keep and a time to throw away. There is a time to cheer and a time to amend. There is a time to be silent and a time to speak. There is a time to love and a time to hate. And a time for war and a time for peace. There is time for every human activity under the sun. There is something I just want us to understand. Remember, I said my topic today says a time of remembrance. A time of remembrance. There is time for everything. If I tell you that there is a time for one to walk, there is a time to rest. There is a time of struggling, and there is a time to enjoy what you have struggled for or labored for. Now there is what is called a time of remembrance. That is when the book of remembrance will be opened to all our activity under the sun. And sometimes you say, hey, this man is very, very successful in his business. Not at all. He is not all that successful, but he has what is called a time of remembrance. It's a time. It's one time that the Almighty decides to remember him. Because if he is so much successful, he would have been successful before now. Because this is the time for remembrance, Almighty pick him. Say, you are the one I'm going to remember. You are the one I'm going to favor at this point in time. You are the one I'm going to uplift. In fact, I want to change your life. You are the one that I want to change your life at this point in time. But that does not mean the others are not being seen by the Almighty, but it's a matter of time. a time factor because it is his time.